So we are live now.
All right.
We're waiting until a few people come in,
Sure.
and then we'll kick off.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. So it looks like you're in a really big building. I kind of noticed because I watched you guys' interview yesterday
Uh-huh.
with the coach, and I'm like,
Right.
I'm trying to see like you. It looks like you're in like some huge building.
It's not that big of a building, but it's an old building,
Yeah.
and I'm downstairs right now, and
Oh,
so
nice.
I live upstairs and that kind of thing.
Okay, nice, man.
Yeah,
Looks nice up there.
yeah, just a little something different.
Mm.
So we got about 14 people out
Okay.
there that are there. So we don't want to hold them up.
Yeah,
First,
sure.
I want to definitely say thank you guys who are out there in Cyberland for joining us tonight. We want to welcome you to the interview with Andrew Trimble, an independent filmmaker based here in the booming metropolis of Alexandria, Louisiana. Andrew's latest project is called Street Eats, a Louisiana food truck journey, explores the vibrant world of local cuisine and small businesses in the state. We're excited to delve into Andrew's creative process and learn more about his passion for storytelling through film. Andrew, could you tell us a little bit, for all of the folk who don't know you, tell us a little bit about yourself, man?
Um, I'm Andrew Trimble, born and raised right here in Central Louisiana. Grade school, Bolton High School. Um, have been in and out of the Sinlot area. Moved, kind of got a little culture underneath my belt, and moved several places. Traveled a lot. Have always kind of been centered around. I guess most of my life, most of my adult life, I've been in sales. Sales and marketing, online, offline marketing, and I would say back in about 2015, I kind of got the bug for just, I think it started before then, but 2015 is whenever I really kind of really started putting my ideas into action and kind of started getting the momentum going with what I was doing, what I'm currently doing now. But I mean, like a lot of people, they kind of start off in photography, start off in the still imagery, and kind of move into the moving imagery side of things. And I think, like most of everybody else, I kind of started that way as well. I actually got a GoPro. That was actually my first camera. I wanted to document my journeys whenever I moved to Austin, Texas, and it was a big city. I was moving to a new area, and I picked it up because I was like, I think right around that time, GoPros were really popular, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to kind of document, my time here, and started really
Mhm.
kind of going from there. And fast forward to about 2020, and it ended up starting my own production company, All in One Films. Um, so yeah, that's where we're at right now. Once I started my own production company, that's whenever the seriousness really came. It really went from a passion, really went from kind of a hobby to a passion. And
Right,
I
right.
live it, I breathe it, I study it on a daily basis. I'm sure my social media following is probably tired of seeing all my posts about filmmaking and
Uh-huh.
cameras and my projects, because I've been putting out a lot lately. So, but yeah, here we are today, interviewing with Urban Cast and Jack. So
Wow, wow, wow. It's amazing that you said it was a passion that turned into a profession. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And a GoPro.
yeah. Started with the GoPro.
A GoPro. So, did you ever get into the still photography or anything like that?
I did, and the thing is I still dabble in it. I love
Mhm.
I love the art of photography. I love the I mean, just everything about it. I still dabble with it. I don't have a photography camera. I've had them in the past. I don't have them.
Mhm.
I think a lot of people are misconstrued when you do video work or film work or videography work. I
Mhm.
think people automatically kind of classifies you as a photographer. So
Right.
I just kind of go with it, and people, I see people in the store. Oh, I love your photography, and I just create it. several documentaries. So it's one of those things. I'm like, thank you. I appreciate the acknowledgement, and just kind of go on with my day. But people
Yeah.
still call me a photographer, but I would consider myself more of a filmmaker at this point.
Okay, I hear you. Can you tell us a little bit about the inspiration behind Street Eats?
Yeah, sure. Born and raised here, born and raised in the Garden District of Alexandria, and
Mm-hmm.
I've always I'm a socialite. I love meeting new people. I love spending time with my friends. I love my family here. And I'm really community oriented as well. I always have been.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime there's a chance to volunteer or give back to my community, I really try to jump on that wagon.
Mm-hmm.
And throughout my journey from this, the creative juices always flow. They're constantly flowing. So, I got to a point about a year ago, and I was like, man, I really want to create something. But it's got to be something that one, I love. I love food. Just like I believe everybody does. I love fine food and the culinary arts. And the past several years since COVID, a lot of my buddies have owned food trucks,
Mm-hmm.
and just watching them run their business, working with some of my friends on their food trucks. I really kind of like, rewind a little bit, but I really found the love for food trucks and street food from whenever I lived in Austin, Texas. It's kind of like a huge hub, for that type of culture down there. So whenever this big boom of food trucks have, kind of came to this area about 5, 6, 7 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
it really inspired me. Just my wheels started turning, and I was like, how awesome would it be to actually create something that is um, focused on our area,
Mm-hmm.
focused on small businesses in our area, and in a sense, kind of giving back to the community just a little bit, and
Right.
highlighting these rolling culinary gems, around here. I mean, I don't think a lot of light gets shared on them as much.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I don't know about you, but running a food truck is extremely challenging. I mean, finding the places to go, hoping that people come, you know what I mean? And the maintenance on a food truck, the different types of, certifications that you have to get and have to pass, it's a lot of work, and so my real inspiration was just, giving back to the community, shining a light on these hardworking, Americans that are just trying to live the American dream. You know what I mean? And it being focused right here in Sinlock was, I mean, it was a turnkey opportunity for me. It was a win-win for me, and it was a chance for me to, show what I've learned, show what I've educated myself, and put this passion into real projects and, substance, around here. So.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. Now, if we delve deeper directly, what specifically drew you to explore the? Because I mean, you could have. Let me finish my question. What drew you specifically to explore the particular topic of food trucks? I mean, you could have delved into, the restaurants that are here in town. It could have been, the craft stores, boutiques, or whatever. But you selected that food truck. I know you said some of your friends were, but it had to have
Right.
something underlined that really hit home. And
That's just one of the things, as far as just it being such a new thing.
Mhm.
I can't tell you how many times I hear about people wanting to try a food truck, but they passed it up to go to McDonald's, or
Uh-huh.
they passed up something local, something handmade, to go to a big box chain or a big box restaurant or something like that. So, I think it was only fair to really try to,
Mhm.
highlight those people, and highlight I mean, brick and mortars. I love those to death, and anytime I possibly can, I try to visit every single local restaurant in this area. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But I've always found myself kind of migrating towards these guys and their rolling food trucks that roll around the town and pop up here, pop up there. And I mean, I have a lot of love for it. You know what I mean? And so it was an easy choice to pick this out. You know what I mean? I think having something like that was really kind of right up my alley. It was right where I needed to be. I landed there, you know what I mean? And I look back and I'm thinking like, how did I get there? You know what I mean? And I try to dig deep and, but it's really just about highlighting and showcasing this new era of street food in this area. And if you kind of just look at it in this sense right here, I believe, and don't get me wrong, I'm not talking any type of bad about Sinlot, but we've got a long way to go when it comes to localism. We've got a long way to go before we really start investing in this area like we should, like Lafayette should, like Shreveport should, or does, like Baton Rouge, New Orleans, and all these other places that have really solidified that term localism. Thinking green, buying local produce, and it's just one of these things that, if you've been here as long as I have, you know that we're a little late sometimes to the party, you know what I mean?
Right.
So seeing that we're a little late to the party, I think just that small bump, that small increase, that small highlight that can really shine light on this new thing for around here. And to remember, hey, look, and don't get me wrong, food trucks, it's not fast food. This types of food is made to order. These types of food or made right there, handmade right there on the spot. It's not a system where they throw the burger on that, and boom, 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 and it's out the window. You know what I mean? And the love and the care that these people take, and the time they take to create these amazing masterpieces is, I mean, it's really inspiring to me. So yeah. So we're trying. We're hopefully. I think the objective is to, hopefully this might, change some of our mind, or actually, give us more of a fast track onto thinking a little bit more local, thinking a little bit more about our infrastructure, our economy, and kind of keeping our money right here in Sinlot.
Right. I concur with you, because I'll tell you what, when you start talking about the food trucks, I'm thinking about the farmers market that's right there on Jack Street, the Cabrini, and then the new one, Jubilee, down at in the Inglewood area. So
I haven't been there, but I heard about it.
Yeah, it was cool. I had an opportunity to cover them as well, and I mean, it's just I like that concept, and yeah, I do agree with you. We're always a little bit behind the ball to get to where we need to be, but those, seeing that kind of stuff, it definitely gives us hope. That's for sure.
Most definitely.
As a filmmaker based here in Alexandria, Louisiana, how has your local community influenced your work, especially the context of the food culture?
Well, one of the, I guess one of the main things is that there really isn't a lot of people really trying to shine light on situations like that. So I believe that's one of my biggest inspiration is, and that kind of what motivates me to kind of give back to the community is because there really isn't a lot. We talked about Kel before a little bit, and I love his work. I love what he's doing with the coach, and him just being honored to be in the Naismith Hall of Fame. I think that's amazing, and I can't say enough good things about Kel for giving his time, giving his expertise and his art form and artistry into creating something like that for Sinlot. I think is going to be amazing. I can't wait to see that. But that's one of the biggest things is that this isn't a film industry town. Very few of us here. So just being kind of one person along with a few other people, just kind of stepping up to the plate and making something happen. And we have these nice cameras and this nice equipment, and why not put it to use? I went into this project without any type of funding, any type of money backing me or anything like that. No type of grants. This is something that I did on my own, and a lot of people in this industry talk about a labor of love. And it definitely the past. Well, I started in September, ended in February, March, really. It was definitely a labor of love, you know what I mean? And it was definitely a passion that I had to give back to this area. And I hope when people watch it, I hope that like I was kind of saying on one of my posts, don't support me. I get a lot of support from a lot of my friends, a lot of people that don't even know me. Support something that's good around here. Support something that's positive around here. Don't want to go off and talk about how bad it is or whether it's bad or good. You know what I mean? I'm not the one to say that, but I am here to say that I'm trying to bring some type of good to this area.
That's what I'm talking about. What were some of the most memorable moments or experiences you encountered while filming Street Eats?
Memorable. Finding
I hate to cut you off, but I got really, when I told you the other day via text, I said the film made me so hungry until I didn't know what to do. I had to go to the refrigerator. I'm sorry.
It makes me hungry every time. It's not something. It's kind of like going to the grocery store while you're hungry. That's a big no. Yeah. So you don't go to the grocery store while you're hungry. You don't eat food documentaries or food truck documentaries while you're hungry. Make sure that you got a little food before you watch it, or hopefully everybody can come out to the food truck park and you'll actually have the opportunity to get tons of different variety of food from the food trucks there to be able to eat while you watch it, so you won't be starving.
Absolutely. Louisiana is known for its rich culinary heritage. How did you approach capturing the essence of the cuisine in your documentary? Because that's what really got me really hungry when I saw those. I just can't even go. Everything just had me really hungry. How did you? It seemed like you just caught it right in its real rare form. So
yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that, and that's a good question. Being from Louisiana, I really my focus was to promote the unique cuisines that we have in the state. But I really think that's been done so many times. Everybody around here knows we love crawfish, we love gumbo, we love etouffee, we love this, we love, you know what I mean? We love all the Louisiana, the across the board, all the Louisiana cuisines. But I really wanted to highlight the diversity of the food that we have around here. We're a little bit more than just crawfish and gumbo and jambalaya and dirty rice. You know what I mean? We're a little bit more than just crawfish bowls and swamps and talking to where you can't really understand us. You know what I mean? So those stereotypes have always kind of been, that's why, as the viewers haven't seen, but you don't see any crawfish in there. You don't see the crawfish bowls. You know what I mean? You see a little bit more diversity. We have Austin Williamson. He owns the Panay Express. These guys do some amazing pasta, delicious, and he does mix a little bit of that Cajun twist in there with some, Cajun shrimp pasta and Cajun shrimp Alfredo and different stuff like that. So, when you come to Louisiana, you're not expected to be greeted with a pasta food truck. So I definitely wanted, to highlight those things like that. Of course, grilled cheese. Eric Harrington, his grilled cheese food truck. You don't come to Louisiana, thinking, hey, you know what? I can't wait to go try a grilled cheese sandwich from Louisiana when I go visit. You know what I mean? It's not the very first thing that you're gonna wanna try. So Eric has several twists with Louisiana inspired during the Mardi Gras season. He does a Mardi Gras king cake grilled cheese, and it's amazing. I can't tell you how good it is, and it was a hit in Eunice whenever we followed him to Eunice to cover his segment.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to, and that kind of moves on to us covering that real traditional Mardi Gras. How many times have you seen a documentary and it's New Orleans this, New Orleans that, the
Right.
French Quarter, these big crazy parades? Well, in South Louisiana, we have a little bit more of a traditional style Mardi Gras,
Mm-hmm.
horses running around chasing chickens, boudin balls,
Right. Right.
cracklings,
Mm-hmm.
so we really wanted to show people a little bit different of a side to Louisiana, that we're not just all that. The diversity was there, but then of course that we did touch on some real South Louisiana
Mm-hmm.
Cajun bar, Louisiana barbecue, with Uncle Willie's, Stephen Sharp, amazing on the pit. Some of his food is some of the best barbecue I've ever had. And then of course we kind of step into Shep's crackling and boudin. His cracklings are amazing. I love him. I want to, anytime he's out, I want to find him. I want to get some of his cracklings. We actually digest how he stuffs his boudin, he stuffs his sausage, how he smokes it out at his house. We traveled all the way out to Lena.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, as far as the cultural aspects of it, we have a twist of diversity,
Mm-hmm.
along with those Louisiana traditional meals and the street food. So it's a little bit of everything. I think that in technical terms, I think Alexandria or Central Louisiana is really more of a gumbo, a melting pot of Arkansas, Mississippi, Texas,
Right.
and South Louisiana, all kind of mixed into one. So just focusing on that diversity was my ultimate goal.
Yeah. And in the process of creating Street Eats, what challenges did you face? How did you overcome?
Oh, well, the majority of our interviews were filmed outside at first. So
Mm-hmm.
obviously weather,
Right.
people's, you know, also scheduling, trying to get these full-time workers, these full-time mobile street vendors to have a day to where they can sit down and talk to me. These
Right.
guys work their butts off all the time. I mean, it's nonstop with a food truck. There's no days off with a food truck. You know what I mean? So, as you saw in the trailer, Steven, Uncle Willie was like rain, sleet, or snow. You
Yeah. Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
what do you say? We're not gonna stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was definitely important.
Yeah. Right. Right. Your documentary highlights local small businesses. Can you share some insights into the importance of supporting and showcasing, these small businesses?
Well, these people are mom and pop businesses. I mean, these people don't have hundreds and thousands, millions of dollars. They're just like you and I. They're trying to better their life, make a life for themselves, and just like me, as a filmmaker, it the advantages are a financial gain, but I believe the creative part is just as important than that, if not more important, than that financial gain. So for these people to have to wake up, do the same thing, try to come up with new menus, I mean, they need as much credit as just as anybody else. But I believe that these people almost have it a little bit more difficult, more challenging, because, you know, not only do you have to worry about cooking for people and cooking enough for people, you know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Right.
Having everything in inventory, to be able to serve a multitude of people.
Mhm.
But you also got to make sure that your truck starts in the morning too. You got to make sure that the tires are, you got to make sure that the batteries work. You got to make sure that your generator has gas. You got to make sure that, I mean, so it's so much involved
Mhm.
with it, and so choosing these people was, like I said, an easy choice, an
It
easy
was
choice.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
How do you hope Street Eats will resonate with audiences both here and abroad? Away from here, because you mentioned the idea that it was important for you to show that Louisiana has a very diverse uh, taste bud, And so, how do you hope this film will resonate with everyone?
Well, first of all, I'd like to, thank you guys for being one of the first media outlets to contact me.
Mhm.
I'm not saying that this is going to win an Oscar, right?
Uh-huh.
But but it highlights positivity in this area, and
Absolutely.
I think for I think for there not to be more outlets in Sinlaw to want to try to focus on something like this as well just kind of shows you what the main agenda is, I believe. But I think that for the most part we've done a lot of good promotion on
Mhm.
this. We've been featured in Pineville Living. We've been featured in Influx magazine promoting it.
Right.
And we've done a lot of good as far as social media. All the people that were involved in it has been promoting it very well. So I hope that everybody can get on board with this.
Mhm.
And I mean, at the end of the day, who else is doing it? Who else is highlighting, these great small businesses around here? And there's no financial gain, so it's a selfless act of giving back to the community. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I hope that this encourages other people to step up to the plate and give back to their community in any type of way. Whether it be picking up trash, whether it be helping with nonprofits, or helping at the Manor House, or what I mean,
Oh,
camp, or
absolutely. I get it.
so ultimately, I hope that it resonates really well, not only for the autistic or artistic value that me and my crew put into it, but
Mhm.
also the message behind it. That we are a good community. We
Right.
have great people, great residents in this area. It's not all bad. You might have to move the blinds around a little bit, but there are some good things out there
Oh,
that's
absolutely.
happening in this area. All the events that the city's putting on, as far as like Indie Fed, the barbecuing on the river, all these things are great things for our area, and just kind of keeping that momentum going.
Mhm.
And I hope that this does help a little. you know
Oh, I think it takes a village it's a saying, it takes a village to raise a child. So you
Most
know
definitely.
it's going to take all of us, and getting input from everybody to help propel us forward even farther. As an independent filmmaker, what advice would you give to an aspiring filmmaker, especially those interested in exploring local stories? I
Yeah.
mean, yeah.
you know One thing that I've had to learn really fast is, at the end of the day, no question's a dumb question.
Mm.
I would much rather people ask before doing,
Mhm.
but take the initiative to learn on your own. Um, YouTube is one of I contribute most of my education to YouTube.
Right.
Also, I contribute it to working with other working professionals. Other people that know more than you. You know what I mean? So. Before you start asking a ton of crazy questions, go and try to find out on your own. Take the initiative. Take the initiative to open a search bar. If you're looking at how to learn how to do lighting, learn how to frame a subject, learn how about audio, learning about interviews, different angles, composition, all these things can be learned by opening up YouTube or opening up your browser. But I did a lot of that, for several reasons, and one of it is because I didn't want to look like a retard. But the other reasons is that I wanted to take the initiative, and I wanted to take it upon myself to learn as much as I could.
Mhm.
Now that I'm at the point where I'm at now, I still continuously educate myself on a daily basis. I'm at the point right now where I do want to work on bigger sets. I do want to work with more educated filmmakers. I do want to work on bigger projects. So I say just keep working, keep up the hard work, keep up the passion, keep that momentum and that drive inside you to really really kind of hone in on your craft, and just like I did. And it'll happen, and it might take a little while, and it's not an overnight type thing. So it's a continuous growth process. It's milestone after milestone after milestone that you have to reach in order to, I believe, get to where you want to be, in this industry.
Yeah. Well, beyond Street Eats, do you have any upcoming projects in the pipeline? Can you give us a glimpse? I know you might be able to put out some NDAs or whatever, but can you give us a little bit of a glimpse of some of the things that you're getting ready to work on?
Yeah. So, a couple of my buddies, we have a few of these, few short films that we want to do. I believe, like, I really want to step into more work with talent, actors, more dialogue between several people, lighting different scenes. I think that's where my goal is for the remainder of the year. Working on bigger projects can definitely get me there, and working with work on set with more educated people as well can get me there too. I just finished a project for the Lauren Vaughn Memorial 5K run. Miss Bridget, Miss Robin, they own Little Cakes with Big Attitudes on Jackson Street and in Pineville.
Mm-hmm.
And I took on the task of documenting a 5K run that was to commemorate Lauren Vaughn, that had passed away, that was killed in a drunk driving accident. That it wasn't her fault; it was somebody else. But she was an amazing human being, and I was contacted by them to take on this project, and it was emotional, it was challenging, it was heartfelt. It's a short documentary. It's 31 minutes long, and I really put my all into this project, and I encourage anybody and everybody that struggles with alcohol or struggles with drinking and driving to really watch this. Also, youth groups and people that are young, I believe they can really learn a lot from this documentary and hear the stories, the impact stories from this young lady's friends, her parents, her coaches, her baseball team. And, I really think this is, I think people could get something out of this, So that was one of my other latest projects that just aired on the 8th on their Facebook page, the Lauren Vaughn Memorial 5K run. It's going to be every single year. And the purpose behind this is for a scholarship for NSU for the nursing program there. So it's for good cause, but you can find that on their Facebook page. And it's still on there. It's a beautiful documentary. And, but yeah, as far as the future goes, I grinding it out, meeting new people, shaking people's hands, going to workshops, traveling, working with other creators, other filmmakers, other cinematographers, other directors and producers, and, hopefully work with some actors and talent, soon.
Okay. I see you're working with my boy, Danny Lair as well, right?
That's the crew right there, man.
That's the crew, man.
That's the crew. He got a shirt.
He's got a shirt on as well. Yeah. Listen, tell me a little bit about Front Yard. I think you guys are going to be talking about the premiere of the documentary thing on the 18th. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
So the 18th, day before my birthday, is the 19th. My birthday's the 19th, so it's definitely it's definitely going to be a good day to premiere that. Right close to be, it's a nice birthday present. So, Front Yard of food trucks are out on 28 East out in Pineville, almost right across the street from Skateville. But April 18th, it's going to, let's just kind of start over, because every month they have a third Thursday where it's vendors, food trucks, activities for kids. They have blow up movie theater there that, I think the past several months during Christmas, they played some Christmas movies. And then I believe the next month it was Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. So, you know what I mean? These super great guys, Dustin and Joel and Mr. Randy Kaczynski. They've really invested in giving back to the community and offering a place for people to come, people to people to fellowship with, and they're providing an access point for vendors, for food trucks, for people and community and families to come and have some good, clean fun. I think ultimately that's the main goal is, good, clean fun in around Cenla, for families. And but April 18th, it will be Sam Fitzgerald will be providing some good music for us to listen to from, I believe it's 4:35 to 7.
Yeah.
I believe it's going to be of course, the vendors, the food trucks, the eating. There's going to be a Cabrini job fair that's going to be there that you're not going to want to miss. So you've got, I think, four food trucks, dozens of vendors. My sister's going to be a vendor there too. The vendors consist of fresh meat, produce, handmade goods, soaps, baked goods, tons of stuff for everybody. And then, of course, 7:30 is whenever, got to let it get a little dark. 7:30 is going to be whenever we start showing the film. The film is 42 minutes long. It's considered a feature documentary. 40 minutes and above would be considered a feature documentary. And I hope to see everybody out there. And if you don't catch it that day, it'll be several months before it's released, and through a distribution process, we're going to try to get it up on the goal is Amazon, Tubi, something like that, just somewhere that people can watch it on there. And then it will be released sooner than later on our YouTube channel that you can check it out on too. But I'd like to wait a little bit to maybe entered into some film festivals. Mr. Steven and myself, we entered the documentary in the Telly Awards. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Telly Awards. They honor excellence in TV, client work, documentaries. They've been around since the early 70s. So really excited about that. If we do take one home, awesome. If we don't, you know what I mean? It's just the beginning. So, you know what I mean? Learn from my mistakes, create better films, and, it multiplies.
I hear you. Now, who's your sister? Because you mentioned your sister. You said
Jennifer. I have three older sisters, but Jennifer Long is going to be the one. Jennifer Long has a little boutique, sells different odds and ends and stuff like that. So she'll be out there.
All right. So finally, what message or takeaway do you hope viewers will have after watching Street Eats? Number one, they'll be full, so they won't run into that same problem.
Look, your local restaurants around here are going to be don't use price as an excuse. Don't use the amount of time as an excuse. The pricing is around the same price as your McDonald's, your Popeyes, your Sonics. You go to any type of little diners around here, you're going to spend $10, $15, $20. It's hard facts now. You know what I mean? No more $5 footlongs. Those are done. No more hot and readies from Little Caesars. Those are done. No more $5. Everything is going up. So don't let price detour you. Try something different. Go out on the edge. Try something. You live a little. You know what I mean? We can try new things. We can try to keep our money here as much as we can. Don't complain about how this economy is around here if you don't want to invest in it. So if you want to invest in the economy, if you want to invest in small business around here, you have free range to complain as much as you want. But if you're not investing in this area, if you're not putting money back into this area, you don't have any room to say anything, because be a part of the solution, not the problem.
I hear you. Well, listen, do you have anything else that you'd like to say before we begin to close this thing out?
Man. I mean, I just want to say thank you for giving me the platform. It's one thing, it's one thing to see my post every day and get probably sick of me posting a bunch of stuff about film work and stuff like that. But it's one thing seeing it, but it's seeing it online. But it's another thing for having a platform like your guys' platform to be able to get on here, talk about what we have coming up, talk about, how exciting it is, and, the anticipation of something like this, and,
Mhm.
prepping everybody and trying to get my little word out there about community and localism, and hoping that one day we can be on the same page as some of these bigger cities around here, and
Absolutely.
so
Okay,
I
cool.
want nothing but the best for this area. So
I hear you. I think there's a lot of people that feel the same way you feel, Andrew. I really do. We get an opportunity day in and day out to meet people who are, come from different sides of the town, and at the end of the day, what you really begin to see is that we all just want to, live, eat, raise our kids, and have our kids do better than we did, and different things of that nature. And I think if we can just start focusing in on that, I think we're going to be all right. uh, Andrew, I definitely want to say a big thank you for sharing your insights into making a Street Eats, a Louisiana food truck journey, and your passion for local cuisine and small businesses. And I want to emphasize small businesses because I think you're right on the money for where you are. We are eager to see the impact of this documentary and look forward to following your endeavors, and have you back again at some other later time.
thank you so much, Jack. I really appreciate the opportunity. I do.
Yep. No problem. No worries. Anytime, man. It's all about the community.
All right.
Again, I want to thank everyone out there who joined us in on a Friday night to talk about a documentary and all that kind of good stuff. But as always, folk do come in and they can watch it anytime they want. They like to, and I definitely want to say thank you. Up next, as far as film making, we're going to have Kel Bonton talking about the documentary of him documenting Coach Smith this season, them winning a championship, and on top of that, the pinnacle of everything, the Naismith Award, and that kind of thing. So we look forward to speaking to Kel next week with regards to that process. He definitely told us it's not done yet, but he's going to come give us a little update. So again, thank you guys for joining us tonight. If you could just hang in there, Andrew, I'm gonna go ahead and end this stream.
Thank you, man.